Welcome back to the North American LCS Regional Playoffs live from PAX Prime. It's time for the second quarterfinal showdown of the day, Curse versus Team Dignitas. And now for Curse, there were a lot of expectations coming into this summer. They added Europe's all-star support Edward to a team that owned the top spot in North America for much of the spring. And while St. Vicious and Cruz said they expected to start slow as their new roster found their footing, Curse never really accelerated their game, and they finished fourth yet again.
Curse, just like many teams in North America this year, were highly inconsistent. There were weeks when they looked like they had turned the corner and were going to regain their spring split form, but those were followed by disastrous performances the next week. In fact, Curse wasn't able to put together back-to-back winning weeks all summer.
And so, while Curse wasn't really able to ramp up as a team, their AD carry Cop actually continued to improve as the season went on, thanks in part to the tutelage of Edward.
So Edward said that he pushed Cop to be more aggressive and play different champions. The first couple of weeks, Cop looked a little shaky, but by the end of the split, he was flashing into the face of danger and killing it. Even though Cop's KDA is almost half of what it was when he led the spring split with a KDA of 8.7, he got 142 kills, which is actually more than he got in the spring. Plus, those 142 kills are second in the North American LCS and the most for any AD carry in all of the LCS, including Europe.
So Cop's newfound aggression helped lead Curse to a 4-1 record during that final week of the season, including a win over their opponents today, Dignitas.
And that was Curse's third win of the summer against Dignitas. Kiwi Kid's summer struggles continued in that match, and even with Zach's passive to help him out, he couldn't keep it together long enough to get a kill in that hour-long loss. And those 9 deaths against Curse secured him the record for the most deaths in one LCS split. I don't know if that's a record that you really want to have.
No, but certainly there's other threats on the team, though. He's actually got among the most kills for a top laner, for what that's worth. But of course, Scar, on the other hand, has been getting a heck of a lot of kills, and just lots of them all summer long.
Yeah, he's tied with Doublelift and Zuna for third in the North American LCS with 138 kills in 28 games. Just 1 kill behind him on the leaderboards is Dignitas AD carry, I'm a Cutie Pie. He had a good year, statistically amassing the second highest KDA for an AD carry in North America.
And yet, even despite Dignitas' deadly duo, they still finished the season 13-15, 6 games worse than their spring split showing, which ended with them getting put in the relegation tournament.
Dignitas did finish the spring split on a downswing, and they haven't really been able to pick it up all summer long, even though they've run with some unconventional team composition. Has worked hard to increase his champion pool. They have fallen quite a ways from that team that placed second at PAX last year.
Yeah, so for one of the most storied franchises in North America, their climb back to the top of the LCS has to start today against Curse. And they're going to need to get this win. And even though Curse has had the upper hand against Dig, you know, they're not taking Dignitas lightly, or even Scar's champion pool.
Dignitas, they're very unpredictable. You think you can ban out Scar's champion pool, but then he'll randomly whip out like a Gragas or a Pantheon, as we saw a few weeks ago.
You gotta watch out for that. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Yimid or like some random thing that's gonna pop out.
I think with Curse, all you have to do is look at their 2 main players, Saint and Voyboy. As long as you're able to control them effectively, you can win the game. But sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's not possible. So a lot of the game will be won or loss of picks and bans and how the level 1 strategy pulls out.
All right, guys, let's take a look at the starting lineups then. In the blue corner, it's going to be Team Curse for Game 1. Voyboy in the top lane, St. Vicious in the jungle, Nijaki in the mid lane, AD carry, the killingest player on the team, is going to be Cop, and on support is Edward.
And in the scarlet letters, it's Team Dignitas. Up top is Kiwi Kid. In the jungle is Crumbs, mid is Skara, the AD carry is Cutie Pie, and supporting is Patoy.
And the battle between the supports is going to be our featured matchup of this quarterfinal series. That's Curse's Edward and Dignitas' Patoy.
Patoy has the most kills and the fewest deaths of any support. He also finished in the top 5 in KDA for the second split in a row. But he struggled against Curse specifically this summer, going 6-14 and 26 for them. Edward, on the other hand, is just the opposite. While his numbers this summer in the North American LCS pale in comparison to his all-star spring split over in the EU, he came up big specifically against Dignitas. He's gone 5, 8, and 57 for a KDA of 7.75, which is almost twice what his average KDA is for the summer.
So, guys, we're just about to jump into Champion Select, but first, let's take a look at who you think is going to win this quarterfinal series. According to LOLesports.com, 65% of you think that Curse is going to continue that record and come out on top.
A lot of Curse fans in the crowd, too.
Yeah. Curse or die, man. Curse. DIG1ST doesn't have nearly the catchy phrase.
They don't have the catchy phrase, but man, when they were talking about Scar's champion pool,
yeah.
I was smiling because that Pantheon especially,
yeah,
it really caught me off guard, and it was very effective too. It's not just some random thing that he pops up. They actually worked on it a couple games.
Yeah, we'll see.
Succeeded.
We'll see what they select here. Champ select has begun. The picks and bans going to come through. The Ezreal dropped away from PewDiePie. His most played AD carry tied with Graves for this split. The Evelyn dropped away from Crumbs, who we only just played in week 9 here. Of course, the Ari and Zach dropped away from Voi's new favorite top laner, and Jackie's good mid.
Oh, there's the Pantheon ban, too. We won't be seeing that again from Scara. Now, the Ezreal ban against PewDiePie, he said that the most fun he's ever had playing this game was Blue Ezreal. He just loves that champion. I'm sad not only for the fans, but just because PewDiePie won't be able to have as much fun as possible. First pick locking in Kassadin.
That's going to be jungle, right?
Yes.
Right?
That's St. Vicious right there.
St. Vicious, jungle, and Kassadin up here. So interesting, that's not a champion we've seen a lot from Jackie. And actually, pulling up the stats from the teams, I went back because we talked about Cop a lot in the pregame and said, where do all the kills come from? When Cop's in a fight, more than half the time he's getting the killing blow. Over 50% of his battles result in him getting the kill there, which is way higher than anyone else. Right? 50% of the time he's getting the kill. Last minute was 40. It was 39%.
Said be more aggressive.
Yeah, he got way more aggressive. Jackie is actually the lowest killer of a mid laner.
Yeah.
He has the highest assist to kill ratio. So it's interesting seeing him now on a more offensive champion, someone who's going to secure kills.
On the assassin there, it's going to be a different story because Kassadin, he goes in for the finish off. He's really good at chasing down people, sort of extended team fights. That's why a lot of people will take teleport on him. If you can just get in the general area of a fight that's going on, he can clean up almost better than anyone.
See if he does that right here. Of course, the rest of the picks are still coming through. Jarvan and Elise coming in here for Team DIG1ST.
Jungle Kassadin, they're going to go Jackie with Veigar.
Yeah, it's going to be Void Boy top lane with Nasus, right? And then the Morgana coming through. So Kiwi Kid gonna probably reprise his role on Elise. Played her a ton during the spring, played her a good amount during the summer split, but with a little bit less success.
Yeah.
But Crumbs on Jarvan, definitely no stranger there. Actually, one of Saint's most common junglers, kind of steals that away a little bit.
And with the Nasus being locked in for Curse, it's probably a jungle Nasus. Not too big of a fan. Voidboy's not too big of a fan of the laning style that is Nasus. He'd much rather go
He's a brawler.
Yeah, he wants someone with kill potential. Yeah. Nasus kill potential comes at about 30-minute, 40-minute price.
And he's not a CLG top lane anymore, so he's not willing to fight for the 34-minute team fights. But of course, more picks coming through here. More control actually for Curse. So the Ashe coming in for a Cop. So despite being the sort of killingest AD carry here, he's still playing a more utility-based sort of role here for the team.
See, this is one. Cop actually played a lot of Ashe even before, Cloud9 started making it so popular.
Yeah.
He had practiced Ashe quite often, so he's not a rusty Ashe player. He's actually very well used to this champion, whereas I don't think Double Lift was quite as used to Ashe. They definitely put in the work to practice that.
Yeah.
They've had 2 weeks building up to this, so they had put in the work practicing a bunch of different strategies. I just think Cop may be more at home with it.
Well, and here we go, DIG1ST making their own choices, though, putting in their own lanes. It's going to be the Caitlyn plus Fiddlesticks lane here, and I like seeing Patoy on Fiddle. We talked about him having the most kills of a support. He also has the highest kill steal ratio, whereas Chauster was the best at not taking kills. He's like a 7% kill steal. Patoy's like a 13% kill. Like, he actually gets in there like 1/6 of the time and takes killing blows. So he's going to be good on Fiddle.
He's not all glory, though. He does sacrifice himself whenever it's needed. He'll sacrifice himself for anyone on his team.
The Heimer hover over. I like that. That's not coming through, though. A couple picks still going to come through, though, for these guys. Of course, Curse going to decide if they want to go for the Thresh Prince here. Makes a lot of sense. That does get locked in, so a Thresh Ashe bottom lane. And now they got to figure out, oh, interesting. So Kassadin and Karthus coming through. That'll be fun.
So it's probably going to be a solo lane Kassadin. I know we joked about...
It's jungle Kassadin.
We joked
top
about
Nasus.
that. Saint trolled me extremely hard with that early on. It's not going to... I'm going to
Jungle
take it back
Karthus
here.
then?
It's not going to happen. Yeah, Jungle Karthus would actually be more plausible than Jungle Kassadin.
Okay.
But I'm still not going to give it to you.
Still not going to go. All right, fine. Well, we're going to see what happens here. DIG1ST making their last choices. They know there's a lot of magic damage here, hovering over a lot of his old favorite champions. The Diana, the Katarina, all things we're used to seeing come out from
Round and round it goes. Where he stops, no one knows.
Just keep clicking random. He's typed an assassin in the top right. He's not hitting the random button over and over, making his decisions. I mean, LeBlanc, Talon.
Okay.
He clearly wants to duel people.
So this Curse team, they've got a lot of control over Dragon. They've got the Nasus, which immediately gives it to you, and then switching over to Teleport for Voyboy means that they can also have their 5th member join if he's top lane and there's no teleport so far for Dignitas.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of dragon control here. As soon as Cop does hit level 6 too, if you go to contest that dragon, even if you go look around the edges of that dragon, they're going to hit you with an arrow and they're going to try and capitalize more kills on top of that objective.
Oh yeah, they're going to pile in super hard right here, and it's going to be up to Dignitas to disengage. I mean, they have Shockwave, they've got counter engage with Crowstorm, they got Terrified, they got Silence. There are tools here for Dignitas to respond to the arrow, I suppose.
There's almost nothing worse than that feeling of doing Dragon and having Crowstorm come over the back and just hit everybody.
You just run around scared, dying.
Support Crowstorm might not be as scary, but it's still very effective early game.
It does all right. So if you've ever seen the movie The Birds, it's kind of like that. You don't want to deal with that one too much. The movie's too old for me, actually, but I'm still going to make the reference. Don't worry about it. So the champs coming through here, guys. This is an incredibly, of course, important matchup here. The winner moves on to the semifinals to face off against Cloud9. It gets you into the top 4. 3 of the 4 teams that make it to the semifinals are going to the World Championship. So your odds get pretty good if you win in the quarterfinal match.
Curse wants top 4.
Oh, yeah. I mean, actually, they're almost guaranteed. They top 4 everything. I mean, they get 4th, but they top 4 everything. Dignitas, though, for what it's worth, we already saw just from the last match that the regular season record doesn't necessarily matter.
That's
CLG
true.
4-0 TSM regular season, TSM 2-0 them back in the quarters when it mattered. Here, Curse is a 3-1 record against Dignitas. They've shown that they're a very strong team, especially heads up. But, of course, we can see that reverse here. Dignitas pulling out all the stops. It's time to go for them.
We really did. We saw TSM, stick to their story that they've had for years, where they turn it on when it counts, and they came up big. The question is, will Curse be able to stick to their story? They're going to have to turn it up big and actually win this one to even be able to get to 4th place.
And we'll see if they can do it there. You don't want to face CLG in the promotion relegation match. That is, or in the 5th place match, I should say, to get potentially dropped down. That is not an opponent you want to face against when kind of everything's up against the line right here. So Curse running out with a bunch of threats right there. As we said, the Cassidon, the Karthus, and the Ashe all there to deal damage. Dignitas running with some old school picks here. Let's see what they can run. It's just the teams are squaring off, putting some wards down. Nothing too crazy just yet.
Old school picks and old school defensive lineup here. Jarvan flag used for vision. It's it was reduced a little bit a couple patches ago, but it still does the job. They're just being safe here. No invade's going to start this one off. And since Saint is on the jungle Nasus, unfortunately, it's going to be a bit more of a calm early game for Curse here. They're just looking to let Karthus farm up till he's 6. Pretty much the same thing for bottom. Kill potential in an Ashe Thresh lane spikes very high at level 6 for those guys, because not only can Cop start it off with a Crystal Arrow, but he can combo it very well. That's one of the only ways where Nasus can come in with effective ganks is with a Dark Passage with the Lantern.
Oh, yeah.
So he has a gap closer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And not to mention that Jackie's not going to fight people too much either. He's going to wait till he has Requiem. And so, heck, Curse could just all show up to a team fight. They've got a teleport and 2 globals. Curse is definitely going to be able to start things off. And we'll see if they play it like CLG, where they just go full control and try to scale up, or if they actually play a little bit more aggressive, I would almost say Cloud9-esque with the Ashe arrows, and start things out and make fights happen. And generally speaking, that's been what Curse has done.
Well, before we even get to that point, it's going to be Dignitas pushing the envelope here. Crumbs on Jarvan is going to look for action level 3 to level 4 and get that going early. Kiwi Kid is a great lane to set that up too, because Elise, all she needs is level 3 before she has everything available to her.
Yeah, and you're going to be laning against a Karthus who has pretty poor escape tools right there. Yeah, he can exhaust, he can Wall of Pain, but it still doesn't really get you away from a Jarvan. As we saw from the Challengers Series match, right? You get Jarvan in there, you burn someone's flash and just show back up, you can really snowball lanes ahead. So that could be all kinds of dangerous. Of course, we look at this duo lane right here. It's going to be an interesting one. Ashe Thresh facing off against Fiddle Caitlyn. Of course, neither lane has hit level 2 just yet, so it's just some bouncing crows running around and a little bit of harass from Cutie Pie.
All right, no word from the jungle yet, Freak. I'll check back with him later.
It's not 3 minutes yet.
He's just doing the double golems here.
All right,
I'm off site.
Are you phoning it in?
All right, up top, though, it is going to be a vulnerable lane here for Jackie, so he has to be careful about shoving it up. That's why he's got one ward to protect him here from Jarvan. He's lucky that there is no sneaky bottom side Tribush there for him to sneak in. The same thing was put down here from Boy, so they've covered both of the entrances into the jungle for the top side. So they're trying to secure Jackie's position up there farming.
Hey, but look at this from Crumbs, though. He just walks right into the mid lane, says, we're not going to gank you. We're just going to kind of kill your minions real quick. Saint actually counter ganks. This is weird. I don't normally see junglers.
Gank?
Well, counter push, I guess. They're going to push the minions down to the turret. A little bit of fight in the bottom lane, though. Half HP for Patoy. Harass coming back over to Edward, though. Dropping him a little bit low. Q lands on the Cop. That Pillar for Peacemaker is making Cop a little bit sad. He's going to try to lifesteal back up.
He's not too sad. This is, like we said, Curse are going to try and slow play the beginning of this game and farm up till they get the levels for their utility.
Well, they might not get you. Crumbs, he's not in a ward. He gets to gank this.
So looking to dive pretty early here is very dangerous, but Cop is quite low. He's only got barrier and then the shield here from Edward with the Dark Passage to rely on. Patoy, meanwhile, level 2 Terrify. He's ready.
Cop's at 120 health. Let's see if he can dodge anything. The silence comes across. Cop will not be able to do anything. First blood comes out for Crumbs. Turret shot does not kill off Patoy. Good job there for DIG1ST.
Quick flash out there, too.
Yep.
Crumbs did not even want to tank one turret shot. Patoy left with all of them himself. But Cop got way too low there by himself. You're right. Easy pickings. They did not have the ward from the sneaky Jarvan.
Oh, well played then, just to get the harass down for Cutie Pie and Patoy, landing Pillar for Peacemaker after Pillar for Peacemaker. Jackie, though, in the duel against Kiwi Kid, forced to flash and exhaust away, and Kiwi is not done. He goes in with the repel. Does he have the damage? Ignite is on. Can he get out of range? Yes, he can. With 100 health left, Kiwi Kid picks up the kill in the top lane.
Kiwi Kid making plays as well. And we talked about DIG1ST being the team to set this one up early before Curse hit that level 6 marker. They're doing an amazing job so far. This is just what DIG1ST want, and they're going to continue with a dive on Boy.
Can he land the cocoon? Of course, it won't pull turret aggro. Grabs a shield right there. Has to run away, though. Saint gonna make his life difficult. Flash Q. Gets the wither, gets stunned. Boy, can you get the damage you need? One more Q. Another stun. Kiwi Kid is not yet dead. Flash from Boy picks up the kill, but there's the ignite. Crumbs low on mana. Dark Passage comes out. Who's gonna grab it? Oh, the stun. A double kill for Boy. Are you serious? Curse turns that around beautifully.
Yeah, DIG1ST definitely bit off way too much right there. Too excited with the early success. They tried to push it. And because Saint was coming from the bottom side jungle, they're able to answer it there. Kiwi Kid really had nothing to gain even for going from the back towards that turret. That it was going to be an ill-fated tower dive if they even tried to start it off, but he didn't even go for it, and they definitely split themselves in a poor position.
I think the minion wave came at a very opportune time to prevent any of the CC from landing. So, well played though again.
Minion waves aren't random.
Well,
you can see
I said
those.
it was unfortunate, not unlucky.
So if Kiwi Kid had looked, the way to judge them is by looking at your own minion waves, and your opponents are going to be at the exact same spot. If Kiwi Kid had just looked at their own mid lane, he would know that those are coming on down.
Yeah, so unfortunate there. Well played again by Curse. And of course, just not quite the dive they're looking for, as you said. But Crumbs still looking to play aggressively. He's going to hop. I don't think that ward's actually in the brush. It's not. So they saw him go in. They saw Crumbs go in, but they don't know if he's going to leave. Okay, now they're going to know he's going to leave because he stepped out of the brush.
I think they're just taunting Skara.
They did throw him back. And you saw actually by him running away, they're like, oh, they warded this. He ran away when Crumbs showed up. So, oh, nice try there by Edward. But there's the fear and the silence coming out. Good damage there. Cop, though, winning that trade against Cutie Pie. So that's a little bit of good start here. Let's see if that dual lane can keep it up. 35-47, though. DIG1ST definitely winning that lane so far.
They had a really good start, but just the extra gank there in the middle turned it right back around. And Curse, like we said, are waiting for that level 6 with everybody. They're actually fine with how this early game started out. Even though they got hit very hard early, they'll be able to turn this around very easily when they decide to go for that dragon. They've got an easy objective to force at, and with no one on DIG1ST taking teleport, they don't have a lot of surprise factors that are going to join the fight, much like a Requiem or a teleporting Kassadin.
Yeah, and think about it, right? You've got Karthus just at the very top side of the map, very, very far away, has Requiem. As soon as he levels up, he's not far from that. He's actually 90% of the way, so he'll hit 6 in a moment. And then, yeah, as you said, they've got the global teleport, they've got the global from Requiem. Jackie can sit here and just say, hey, Kiwi Kid, we're just going to lane for a while, but I'm going to help my team and you're not going to. So that could be all kinds of fun for Curse. They are getting their levels. Cop not too far from 6 either, so that power spike you mentioned, the arrow coming up, the Lantern Nasus gank who's grabbing red buff right now. All these things are about to open up for Curse.
Crumb's picking up his red buff at the same time as Saint here. He's probably going to make a rotation up top. If he can interrupt Jackie's farming up here, they really still need to make their own move first. And if you go over to Karthus while he's still squishy, and while he still has his flash down, then they would be able to, you know, one-up Curse.
Let's see if they can do that. Saint going to lurk around. No pink wards for the Curse squad. Actually, they're standing on top of one for Dignitas.
There it is.
He's going to go for it with the ulti. The team grouping together. Jackie is no way he gets stunned right here, and actually Dignitas are just nowhere close on the map unless there's a miracle steal from Skara. He goes for the shockwave. Actually, he's trying to soften up the team, but that's going to be Dragon picked up. There's a jump in. Skara going to flash away. Initiation comes across. Requiem's going to land, but the numbers advantage is here for Curse. They pick up 1 kill so far. A little bit of damage off into Voice. Saint, he's going to block it. Don't worry. Kiwi Kid, not going to find anything either, so they kill and a Dragon here for Curse.
They're going to try and chase it. They need another speed boost onto Kiwi Kid here. Oh, Edward with some flashy moves. It was unnecessary because he was outside the circle, but it looked real good. I can't say I'm surprised about that dragon fight either. Did we call that, or is
yeah,
that
I'm pretty sure we're like, hey, you know, they have a global ultimate in the top lane.
And they want just Dignitas. They just got too close. Like we said, Curse have so many tools available to them to make you pay for watching them do dragon. It was a very questionable move right there already from Dignitas.
Also, Dignitas is going to try to answer though with something of their own. This bottom lane under siege pretty heavily. Down below half HP, Cup still not in the lane. No global ultimate available for him either. So actually all the globals are down. Voiboy burned his teleport. The Requiem of course was used. The Ash Arrow was used. So that will be a turret equalized here for Dignitas. This puts the gold back to equal here. So despite that really good fight for Curse, close game.
Very close game. But now we have the decision for the bottom lane here. Curse, they can either freeze this one or try and push it back to keep up the pressure. Looks like they're going for the latter because they do want to be able to make use of their global advantage. Neither of those are up right now, though. So really, they're just trying to shove this wave back into the turret and sort of draw Kiwi Kid and Patoy back down so they can't rotate. Caitlyn, like we said earlier in the day, after she takes one turret, she's immediately looking for the next turret that she can take and continue her PvE game before she gets that Infinity Edge and she goes for the team fights.
And look where she's going, the top lane. She and Patoy, or Cutie Pie and Patoy, going up there, going to fight against a now recalling Nijaki. So they've actually got a free lane basically to push these minions down and go for that turret. Saint looking for a counter gank on top of a ward.
So this is going to be another counter push here. They want to shove down the turret, and they can actually do a decent amount of damage to it with a 3 versus 2 situation. Neither Elise nor Jarvan can effectively wave clear that well without putting themselves in compromising positions. Jarvan, with the combo, has one sort of wave clear there, and if you're going to use it for wave clear, you don't want to do the EQ.
Stun lands on a cup.
So yeah, you don't follow up there. But the Ash Volley under turret does so much poke work that they're going to be able to keep up this pressure bot.
Look at this move from Patoy. He's lurking around in the shadows. They know Jackie's there, and Patoy knows no one's really nearby.
Oh, here it comes!
There's the ult. Ace in the hole lands on a Jackie. Patoy, will he go for the cross room? Yes, he will. Jumping in. Jackie's going to get feared up. Exhaust on a Patoy, but will it be enough? There's the kill picked up. I'm a cutie pie. He's going to stand and defile and say, you don't do enough damage to me. I don't care. Patoy dodged enough lay waste. Requiem wasn't up anyway.
Patoy's the next target. Boy's coming in hot.
There's the ult. The silence lands. Patoy.
The trap! Oh,
the turret aggro. Cutie Pie let Patoy die by leaving turret range. Scumbag Cutie Pie.
Oh, and Boy with the swag recall there after he knew he had the kill already. Just eating a cupcake on his way back home.
No problem. Just a little famished. You have to walk all the way across the map. Rift block makes you a little bit hungry. It's kind of weird traveling through dimensions, so I understand it a little bit.
Because Saint has left the bottom lane, though, and they were left in the 2 versus 2 situation, Curse's pressure on the bottom turret is no longer there, and they haven't been able to answer with that the first turret here for Dignitas. They still technically have the map control.
And you saw like a lot of damage went on that top turret as well. They pulled people around. Saint just kind of playing cleanup right here, starting up on the blue buff. And I want to see who actually goes for it. If it's going to be Void or if it's going to be Jackie. Because either one can make good use of blue buff and farm minions. It looks like it's going to be Void.
They want to make those chasing cleanup kills happen for Voidboy, whereas Jackie really looking to just farm for himself up in that top lane and add in damage with his Requiem. It's back available once more, and as soon as the teleport is up, they'll have the chance to make that play again. There's so many wards down bottom for Voidboy to choose to teleport on.
Yeah.
As soon as that does become available, it's going to be a very dangerous bottom lane again here for Dignitas.
Well, a 500 separates Curse above Dignitas. The Dragon being a good portion of that one. Voidboy pushed away. Both these mid laners right now wearing blue buffs. And it's actually interesting. Void's been mid lane like a lot recently for Curse. He's been playing Zed mid. He played it against TSM back in Super Week. Unfortunately, they lost that game. He's there again. It's interesting that they've really made a lot of adaptations, moving people around, doing a lot of interesting things. And right now, it's looking not too bad for Curse. Void's doing pretty well. 90 minions, 3-0-1. He's just getting around everywhere, making things happen, and Dragon's coming up soon.
It's one of the better ways to deal with the smaller champion pools than you would desire. Just mix and match whatever players you have available who can play that champion effectively, can switch lanes. As a professional League of Legends player at this level, you should be comfortable in any lane. No matter what the size, you should know how to adapt your play. And, you know, Curse and Dignitas both know this. They're actually both very good examples of adapting their solo laners.
Scar goes bottom lane more than Cutie Pie and Patoy, I'm pretty sure. Like in general, like if you graph it, like how many times he goes to the bottom lane, it's pretty much there. So that top lane turret did go down, as you mentioned. The Caitlyn pick, using her early game pressure, going for the PvE, clearing minions down, going towards the Infinity Edge, taking the second turret now for Dignitas, and Dragon now up in 10 seconds. You notice Dig are pulling everyone back down to the bottom of the map. Cutie Pie is in the mid lane, Patoy's down there as well. The jungler and quote-unquote top laner, they're down there. And there's the fear often to say it's going to be Pink Ward under control. Oh, and the vision times out. No ward trade.
That's
another turret. Are you serious? The mid lane turret goes down as well. Dignitas just controlled the last minute of this game right here.
That there was the support training of Patoy. He's superior at killing wards than St. Vicious in the jungle. Now this one, Dignitas, they're trying to force this so that they can make Voidboy use his teleport. Make them expend the cooldown.
Voidboy does have the ult. He does have the TP available. The air arrows on Cutie Pie! Oh, it's not good for Cutie Pie. He's been exhausted. The damage comes across. Void has joined the fight. Cutie does go down. This 1-0 so far. Scar on the back lines. Drop down. Voidboy finds another. Voidboy looks for Patoy as well. Kills coming across here. Curse is wiping the floor with Dignitas. A triple kill for Jackie. And it's going to be Dragon as well. Beautiful team fight.
Okay, so they made him use the cooldown there, but they definitely paid for it. Here's the Ash Arrow onto Cutie Pie, the perfect target. Cop definitely at home on that Ash. And Voidboy does teleport in, comes in, and they're able to finish him off. Jackie's AoE on Karthus hitting the entire time here. And did you see that play from Edward to interrupt Patoy's Crow Storm? Beautiful.
Absolutely amazing stuff right here. As you saw, Dragon goes down, all kinds of amazing stuff.
Objective after the kills, that's the key here. Curse on a similar path that TSM took, which actually led them to a 2-0 victory. So Curse really off to a good start here.
And Curse even got 2 objectives for that fight as well. They finally got that bottom lane turret down. They finally got turret number 1 on the map. And you gotta feel like if you're Curse, you're up 3,000 gold. You don't know you're up 3,000 gold, but you can estimate you're up 3,000 gold and say, well, look, we can start sieging the mid lane. Cop has his Infinity Edge. He's got 600 range. He can siege a turret. That's not going to be too hard for him. You can still use... Jackie, by the way, hasn't used Requiem yet, so we can still split push and split people up and then go push turrets down. This is really Curse's time to shine, it looks like.
So if you're Dignitas here, we're banking on that Infinity Edge with Cutie Pie that was just finished. It's really equalized out by Cops already, though. And Ash actually, with the extra crit damage from her passive, almost even beating Cutie Pie at his own game here. It really does look dire for Dignitas, even though it's this early in the game.
It's interesting, actually. Uh-oh, no, Crumb's looking in for Cop. Cop does have all summoners, though. Little Lantern Shield from Edward, nice. Keep him from taking too much damage, but Dignitas still the team who wants to play aggressively here. They've grouped up towards the mid lane. Voidboy in the top lane does not have teleport. He's coming down now. We'll see if he can rejoin in time. Of course, Jackie on the bottom lane, he's not got any way of showing back up. This could be the jump in. They get the stun on the Saint. He's going to ult and just run away. Asher comes and lands a cutie pie again. Good. I'm a cutie pie. The re-engage, though. Requiem coming across. Voyboy feared, low on health, but did forced to run away. He jumps to the minions, though, on the right-hand side, but Void follows him down. Is unstoppable. 5-0 and 6 on Cassidy. Beautiful stuff.
Curse all grouped up inside that Cataclysm. Voyboy didn't like the smell of it, though. Jumps right out, finishes off one more kill. And there we go, Edward Flash Hook!
Oh my god, Skara, you are going down. Beautiful. Saint Vicious picking up the kill. 1-1 and 9, and the pressure is still coming through. I actually heard Edward yell, "I got him," from like across the hall.
Before it even landed. That was confidence right there.
That was amazing. I was like, I got him. What? Oh my god, Thresh. So there we go. Edward living up to his name. 108, by the way. He did manage to secure a kill. I think he deserves it, though. Batoy with the Oracle sweeping around, but Curse just turned it on. You were absolutely right. Like, they're okay waiting for the early game. They want to hit 6, then they'll do things, and then bam.
So DIG1ST really felt the pressure. They know they botched the early game a little bit with the second dive, and they wanted to force an opportunity where they could outplay Curse. But again, Cop with the arrow onto Cutie Pie.
Yeah.
If you keep starting fights out like that, there is nowhere for them to go but down.
No, I mean, that is the worst way to start a team fight, is Ashering the AD carry. That is just all kinds of brutal and difficult to deal with. Cutie Pie blew up first in both those fights. You can see that from his score, 0-2 and 2. He's not been able to participate. Even when his team do get some kills in those fights, he's not part of them. He's not getting even assist gold or anything here. So it's a little bit more now on Scar and Kid to turn these around, unless Cutie Pie can get himself safer.
Yeah, DIG1ST's going to have to come up with some very strong individual plays here. If they can split up Curse and go for the one-on-one outplays, probably their best hope. But man, Edward looking to pick off people. He's been playing very well with the Flay interrupting, Crowstorm at Dragonfight, and the follow-up catch there. Timely dark passages onto Cop. It's looking much like his EU.
Exactly. That bottom lane for Curse really turning it on. And we talked about this featured matchup, right? Comparing Edward to Patoy. Look at the items between these guys. So Edward's got Ruby Sightstone done. He's holding pink wards. He's got Boots of Mobility as well, so he can get around toward or look to find hooks. Patoy's got only Boots 1 and a regular Sightstone. There's so much more pressure coming out from Edward. He's got more items and can do more with them. And you've seen him start picks with that, or start fights, or control battles, as well as controlling vision. And that is so huge for Curse.
Voidboy also deserves a shout out. 5-0 and 7 on his Kassadin. Really strong mid lane here. He's up over CS, over Scar now, because they've been winning all the team fights and because they've been able to control the map now. But he does also have his teleport available, so Curse again in the position. That's why Edward got the mobility boots. He could get more cheers out of the crowd, so he can get around and kill all the wards quicker.
Wants to make sure he can have that happen. So Edward definitely playing the crowd right here. Not even his home country, and he knows what to do. Well played by this man. The pressure, though, it's Curse now, the team that is winning. They're up 7,000 gold, and they're just finding things to do. They're looking for turret number 4, getting a little bit of damage there. All the mini waves are pushing up. I mean, the funny thing is, they've still got outer turrets to kill, right? This top lane under siege from Voyboy, holding Kiwi Kid down there, and his teleport's up.
Well, yeah, that's perfect for them, because Curse are the ones with the split push opportunity here. There's no one on DIG1ST that's the strong duelist that you would normally send for that job. Voyboy, not only is he an assassin that's extremely fed right now, but he also did that with a summoner teleport. He doesn't even have Ignite.
He secured those kills himself. No, only spells and auto attacks. Well done, Void. But Curse actually, they're going to stop hitting that turret. They're going to group well in advance for this dragon. Edward's going to run around and sweep away wards and make sure that they blind DIG1ST before this even starts. Pulling cheers from the crowd. Saint doesn't have this timed at all. He's like 10 seconds off.
That was a little premature right there. We had a couple of Skittles out of Jackie as well.
He's got blue buff. He was just charging tier. Go. For Jackie, he was charging tier. It wasn't a big deal. Saint's just being silly.
We go, he's got blue buff. That didn't matter at all.
Nice. All right, and even last hit with Q. So you got 6 extra Q damage from that one. So well played there by Saint. Controlling that one. Void, of course, still on the push. 55 gold for clearing out the back line. Cop still on the farm train as well. Has maxed out volley. Just that 1 point in hog shot. Standard skill loader for Ash. Max W, max Q. And with Dragon dead, Curse goes back to the siege game. Back to the push.
All right, we can keep track of Saint's siphoning strikes too. He's not as impressive as that solo Nasus from CLG, but you know, he's got 168 extra damage.
Pretty good.
Hurting that turret a little bit.
He is maxing at second, actually. It's max Spirit Fire, which I think every jungle Nasus does, but he's actually maxing Siphoning Strike second. I've seen guys max Wither second, but he's going for Q. Rank 1 Wither only for Saint, relying on the rest of his team for crowd control here. And we can see more mid is going down. A ward right in front there. Not completely necessary, but the arrow's going to land. It's going to be onto Skara. Skara flashes back. The box comes across Edward in the front lines. Fear coming off onto Edward. Not that important. Crumb's going to go down as well. This team fight going wonderfully for Team Curse. They picked up 2 for 1, and the turret goes down. They can keep moving forward.
2 for 1 and the turret, plus Kiwi Kid has yet to recall. He's coming back now, but he's going to be a little bit late to this party.
It's a 4 versus 0 on this turret, down to half HP. Here comes Cutie Pie. He dodges the hook. Well played there. Ult comes across. It's not going to mean too much, though. Turret 1 hit from dead. Will Curse stay? Ooh, Cop's a little bit low on health.
Turret still on
the Void. Void goes down 5-1 and 8. Curse didn't know if they wanted the turret or not. They got neither.
Dignitas actually really needed that one.
Yeah.
The shutdown from Voyboy definitely going to help out the coffers a bit. 1 hit on that turret, too. They really, really wanted to finish that off. And a lot of people do get caught at that point because Dignitas recognized that they were going to go for it. You see that arrow, by the way, was going to be the third in a row onto Cutie Pie, but he just barely pulled a Neo and juked behind Skara to let Skara take that one in the face, and actually ended up him going down. So good move there by Cutie Pie.
Arrow.
Able to dodge 1 arrow.
Yes.
But Skara picks it up.
He's, playing for the team. He has, extra magic resist. He has Merc Treads and Chalice. Like, it's fine. He can tank arrows.
That really was a nice Matrix fallback there from Cutie Pie.
I mean, Cutie Pie, I know he does like playing Lucian, who's a little bit inspired by Trinity, I guess. Just a little. She eventually learned how to dodge in bullet time.
I have not had the opportunity to play that new champion.
Cutie Pie likes him a lot, actually.
Running around so much. He looks really fun, though.
He's really fun. He's a cool guy. Unfortunately, not in this tournament.
No. Not allowed.
New champions are banned for 4 weeks.
In this tournament, we're actually going to have Curse pushing up top, while no teleport from Voyboy means that it's actually just a 3-man push. And this would be an opportunity for Dignitas to make a move here. They don't, however, have vision control of really anywhere outside of their base. So it's going to be hard for them to actually capitalize. And Edward with the play.
With the play and the plays, Crumb's going to burn his ulti and get out of the toy. He finds something, gets an arrow to the face, though, and Satan gets out. Wow, a lot of disengage right there, and Jackie's knocking on the front door, and no one's stopping him.
That, it was a risky play from Dig because they lost their pressure on mid and they let Jackie walk right up, but they had to do something.
Kiwi Kid down to half HP. Voyboy's going to kill off 1 turret there in the bottom lane. This is basically a 3-on-1. Kiwi forced to flash away. Voy up in the front line. Cutie Pie's not in the best shape, actually. Oh, the turret stays up. Oh my gosh, so many turrets, 1 hit from dead. I guess the bottom lane did go down finally. The Dignitas not
Kiwi
quite
Kid's still running, and he runs through Voyboy.
Oh, and Voyboy's going to run through him. Takes him out with the Rift Walk. Well played there. Curse again with map control and a lot of low health turrets for Dignitas.
They can take away this red, but Voyboy's pretty low on mana right now, so they don't want to actually have an extended fight at this point. They'll take the win that they got and return to base. Like we said, really looking towards that end game from the beginning. And they got off to an amazing start. Already, double Seraph's Embrace for them. Oof.
Yeah. Oof is pretty much the term I think I want to use for that one. 9,000 gold in the lead. A lot of durability despite being relatively squishy mages. The Seraphs really helped them out there. The Zonia is there for Voyboy. Also completed. The Rod of Ages done for Jackie. Also going for Void Staff, so not yet the Death Cap, but stacking Magic Pen and ability power to get his damage output there. Meanwhile, Dignitas, they've not really gotten to huge damage stages yet. Cutie Pie is behind Cop in items. Cop's going to pretty much out-damage him in team fights unless he has to kite around. Skara's got some cooldown reduction, but no big AP items or Magic Pen done yet. And Kiwi Kid is doing the Magic Pen build, but hasn't found success in team fights. So there's no huge threat that's really spun up here yet for Dignitas, despite a lot of them being pretty heavy killers.
So what you're telling me is that the plays are going to come from Patoy, eh?
Yes. Patoy, he's got the boots mobility now. He's going to Crow Storm. He's almost level 11, and then the pain comes.
Meanwhile, Curse going to stay with this plan. Voyboy walks onto the cupcake.
And he's just hungry. He wants to take down Cutie Pie. Zonius is back, and it's going to be enough with the Requiem. No, it is enough.
That's a powerful Requiem.
Oh my gosh. Goodbye.
Oh, they want more.
And the arrow lands on the Kiwi Kid. That was an easy play. That's an easy hook. And And he's dead. Saint is securing the kill.
He got the siphoning strike kill.
Nice. +6. Saints score a palindrome. 2-1, 1-2. And the mid inhibitor under siege now. The top lane secondary turret going down 8-3 in turrets. Scar gets found.
No.
Exhaust the burst. Can't even shockwave. And now the inhibs are going to start falling. Curse well in control right here. This, in fact, could be the game. The Death Climbers coming back. Patoy is alive. It's a 2-on-5 right now. The push in for the first exit turret. That's going to go down. The push in for the second. Will Dignitas even defend this, or will it be 1-0 for Curse right now? There's now 3 members of Alive, and it looks like they're not even going to try to defend. It's going to be the dive late in on the battle, but no, it's going to be the Nexus going down, and Curse started out with a 1-0 lead.
Very, very convincing win here from Curse. Really going to do a lot for their confidence going into Game 2. But like Kelby said in his interview, CLG, not only CLG, but all of these 4 teams, very experienced at the best of 3s and the offline tournament play here.
Yeah, this is a team who, you look at Dignitas right now, it's a team who knows what they're doing. You can see them already discussing the game and figuring out what it is they're going to do differently here in Game 2. These guys have made comebacks happen. It is a very real possibility for either sort of match to go this way. I mean, even think back to the European regional just last weekend. You had the 3rd place match, EG versus Gambit, where EG crushed Game 1, and then Gambit said, no, we're going to do this, and turned it back around. We've seen time and again matches that start out with a lead, and the other team